Hello and welcome back. This is the third video in a series that I'm calling Reclaiming Our Sovereignty. These series are my response to the doom, gloom, the sadness, the grief, the angst, the confusion that millions are feeling across the planet today because of being hit by one crisis after another and feeling this really deep sense of instability and not knowing what to do. What do we do in these times to feel secure, to feel safe, to feel like we have a future and we have something to move towards? Now, the first video in this series, I examined the dire need in these times to return back to a direct and intimate relationship with our food, our most primal need, our food. In the second video, I looked at reclaiming the sense of village around us, the sense of community around us that we have lost in these last 200 years. In this third video, I wanted to talk about systems and discernment. When the dominant paradigm, which is all pervasive right now, all across the world, in every country, it doesn't matter whether it's a Western country, whether it's an Eastern country, whether it's an indigenous community or it's a non-indigenous community. Unfortunately, there is this dominant paradigm, and I'll describe what it is, right? It has percolated into every part of this world, and this is the neoliberal capitalist paradigm of consumption, mass consumption, extraction, exploitation. And for me, my journey, so everything that I talk about here is deeply personal. It's deeply reflective of what I've learned. It's across the years and years that I've been exploring these topics personally for myself. So for me, these big light bulb moments started to light up as I was healing my body, my mind. One of the light bulb moments was looking at every system around me and realizing that this system does not serve me. This is not here for my highest good. And all of these systems that I refer to as extractive, exploitative, all come from the dominant neoliberal capitalist paradigm. So in this particular third video of this series, if we are to reclaim our sovereignty, we are to become very discerning of what systems we are giving our power to. We have to look at every system and go, does this system nourish me? Does this system enhance my sense of well-being, my vitality, my peace? Or does this make me more stressed, more fragmented, more distracted, more unwell, right? And when we start to take an audit of all the systems in our life that we have given our energy and our power into, we can then start to remove or take back our energy and disassociate or disengage from systems that do not serve us. And that's how we start to reclaim our sovereignty. If this sounds abstract, if this all that I've just said so far sounds abstract, then I'll start to give some real examples to build upon this. For example, the first example that I'll say is the medical establishment, the pharmaceutical-led medical establishment. That is a highly, highly profiteering system that is only interested in human beings being sicker and sicker so that the profit margins of multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical companies can keep rising, keep rising. Therefore, be very careful of any messaging any propaganda, anything that comes out of the pharmaceutical-led medical establishment in terms of, you need to be doing this, you should be eating this, you should be taking this drug, you should be injecting this injection, you should be, yeah, you get the gist. The pharmaceutical medical establishment, which is a business. It's not here to heal us. It is not here for our well-being. It is interested only in releasing newer and newer products. Look at the shelf of any pharmacy today. The number of medicines just keeps growing and growing because newer viruses are isolated and newer strains of this is isolated and that is isolated, essentially so that newer and newer drugs and pills can be manufactured and sold to us. Another system that we can look at that we might be giving a lot of our power to is the various educational institutions. Start to look at from kindergarten, nursery, primary school, higher school, universities. Just look at their curriculums, look at what they're here to do, which is to create another resource. The whole purpose of the modern education system is to create another resource that will go back into the machinery and produce more, right? Like we're a cog in the wheel of neoliberal capitalism, so we're meant to be constantly outputting and producing. So a sovereign human being will not produce for the machine. Like, it'll not be part of the machine. It'll not produce for this system. And therefore, for us to regain our sovereignty, we really have to look at our education systems and what are we, and especially if we are like plugged into them, if we are in them, then it's about that discernment. What are we, sure, a lot, and I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying for a moment that, we need to just all drop our degrees and our courses. Yes, I have a degree. I work in the regular world and I have a job, but I'm very discerning. I'm aware of the world that I'm playing in. I'm very aware of the systems that I'm playing in. For sure, we all need, the old systems, while they're crumbling, they're really shaking, they're not gone yet. We don't have not all of us have built or created alternative methods, alternative systems, or alternative ways of, living or earning income. So many of us are still living in these systems. All I'm saying is be very discerning. If you're very clear that I'm here, I'm doing this course because I want to do this particular job afterwards, I want to gain employment here, and that's why I'm here at that university, that's fine, because you're doing it with high consciousness. But if you're fully immersed into the agendas of institutions, then that's another story. So just like I gave the example of the pharmaceutical-led medical establishment, we can do an audit of all systems that we're engaging in, right? The governments, educational institutions, even dominant like narratives, dominant like this is how it is, right? That is fed to us through social media, through popular culture, through television. Just be very discerning of systems and narratives that you're giving your energy and power to. And when you become very discerning, you can start to pull back energy, start to pull back your power, and start to feel more sovereign. And the more sovereign we become, I tell you, we will not be affected by these events in the world the way everyone else is getting affected. So the key in these times is to regain that sense of personal power, that sense of sovereignty that we have erroneously over the centuries given away to systems that do not serve us, that are here only to extract from us, to deplete us, and to exploit us, for profiteering, for greed. Even I would look at the consumption models, the shopping and buying and online shopping and all of that is again a system that is here to keep us ensnared, enslaved, and to keep feeding that neoliberal capitalism. So essentially what I'm trying to put across in these 3 videos called Reclaiming Our Sovereignty is that ultimately it is coming back into our own sense of personal power and sovereignty that is the antidote that we're all looking for in the current times that we're facing. So I'll end here and leave it to you to it's an amazing journey and a very revelatory journey of how far down the rabbit hole we've all been taken into this web of neoliberal capitalism, which as I see is an evolution of colonialism. So colonialism evolved into neoliberal capitalism, and it is now in every aspect of our life. And so we have to play very intelligently within this system and become very conscious within this system and become very discerning with this system. So we can I mean, this system is here for a bit longer. Like, it's not fully detonated or finished. We're still living in it, and we're living in late stage capitalism. But we can become very as I said, conscious and discerning, so that we can have our power back while still operating within the system. It's like that movie Matrix, where Keanu Reeves is in the Matrix, but he knows that he's in the Matrix. So really, that's what this is about. Thank you.